Dricus du Plessis taps Israel Adesanya in a thrilling title bout.
Every one of you guys who says, no, I'm not winning, man, you look like dog.
Here's some pro reactions.
Oh my God.
That's incredible.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
What the
Oh
is
my
going
God.
on?
What just happened?
He heard him, dude. He
He's
heard
wearing the
him.
whole. Oh, he might have this.
Oh no.
He has it. He
Oh,
has
no.
Oh
it.
no.
Yeah.
Oh
No
my God.
way.
Oh my God. Dricus is a fucking animal,
That's
dude.
a tough motherfucker.
Fucking animal.
That's a
Holy
tough
shit.
fucking guy.
I was saying that those punches, even though he's exhausted, you can't be in those exchanges. You're gonna get clipped. If you get clipped, you're in real trouble. He got hit with those big right hands, man. He got rocked with those right hands.
God, this makes me feel like America lost a war or something.
Dricus is an African champion, but, you know, the Three Kings will reign supreme. That era right there was what set this off for people like him, and he's going to inspire another generation of African fighters as well. So congrats to him tonight. Yeah, till we meet again.
Dana White has a really good feeling the personal feud between Dricus du Plessis and Israel Adesanya will produce a title fight that matches the hype.
I'm sure, you know, big fight. You know, every time guys hate each other like this, you know, the fight usually ends up. But I have a really good feeling this one won't. You know, you're talking about, you know, if you look at what Israel Adesanya has achieved in his life, not just here, but in kickboxing too, and Dricus, he brings it, man. He comes, and you have one of these situations where both guys, everything is on the line, especially because they dislike each other so much. And if he can beat Izzy and bring that belt back to South Africa, obviously, we'll do an event there.
Alex Pereira wants double champ again. He wrote, "I'm going down to 84 cage again, coming down to 185 one more time." Dricus du Plessis responds to Alex Pereira's call-out after UFC 305 and explains why he'd prefer not to do the fight at middleweight.
Obviously, I know Dana White said that Sean Strickland deserves the next title shot, but I don't know if you saw that Alex Pereira posted that he wants to drop back down to middleweight too. He was sitting in front of like you getting the belt tonight. So I guess, what do you want next for your career?
Yeah, what I want next is whatever they give me, I have to be honest. You know, I honestly don't think Alex Pereira should drop down to 185. If he wants to, great, perfect. But then we're going to hear the excuses. I saw we saw Izzy stiff that man in the first round. I felt Izzy's punching power tonight. If that, Izzy has great timing. He's fast, he's long, and he has great combinations, but I felt the power. If Izzy stiffens you like that, you do not want to be in there with me, especially not when you're going to come in there with the excuses, no, I cut too much weight. That's going to happen. Everybody's going to say that. So stay at 205, fight your fight against the number 7 ranked guy.
Number 8.
Oh, number 8. Okay, cool. Well, I mean, fight your fight there and enjoy it. If Strickland's the next fight, the people want to see that fight. That's the fight that people want to see, and that's the fight right now that people think is the next best guy. Then it's the fight that I want. So let me handle my business, you handle your business. You don't have to cut the weight so you have some sort of excuse. I'll come up after the Strickland fight, I'll come up to 205 and we'll sort it out there.
Showbiz the Adult wrote on X, "Great fight. Izzy's pace was getting pushed a lot. I felt his energy just escaped him. With the help of DDP, Sean Strickland reacts to Dricus du Plessis' win. Time for war. Dutch man. Dricus du Plessis thinks he'll finish Sean Strickland in a rematch."
Yeah, going into that Strickland fight now, I know. I've been in there with him. He can't handle what I have. He can't handle what I have to offer. So, yeah, this time I can finish him. I mean, we saw it. Yeah, he beat Izzy. Now we have a comparison. That's how you finish someone.
Bilal Muhammad was not impressed with Dricus du Plessis' performance. Dricus still sucked. Plessis thought he understood why Israel Adesanya lost the middleweight title to Sean Strickland, and his whole perception around that fight changed.
I'll be honest, I've said it many times in previous interviews where I said I think it was an off night. It was very evident in terms of how he fought, just the whole fight, you could see it. But then I fought Strickland, and my whole perception around that fight changed, because now I firsthand experienced what it's like to fight Sean Strickland. He's hard to hit. And, you know, with Izzy, he doesn't throw volume. He throws strikes that, you know, he's pinpoint accurate with his strikes, or at least he tries to be. He's more of a move, hit. And when he fought Strickland, he missed all those shots. Strickland is really, really good defensively. And that was, when I fought Strickland, I immediately realized that's what happened. I threw volume so I could catch him and I could beat him. But Israel doesn't throw the volume, so every time he threw, he missed the shot. He missed the shots. He had 2, 3 maximum, and he would miss. So originally I thought that Israel had an off night, and then after fighting Strickland and going to watch that fight again, you know, I actually think it was just Strickland that did what he does extremely well, and that style didn't suit Israel at all.
Israel Adesanya and Dricus du Plessis just exchanged pleasantries in the media room.
Enjoy. Have a good one. Enjoy Saturday. Let's go, boys.
Israel Adesanya explains that taking his gloves off after fight was nothing about retirement.
I try and take each fight, each moment, as if it was my last. I only took the gloves off because it was tight after the fight. I think he's got a strong head, man. I hit him with some shots, so my hands was a bit, not broken, not even close, but just a little bit sore. So that's why I took the gloves off, but nothing about retiring. No. I told you, I'm not leaving.
Yeah.
Leaving.
After the UFC 305 pre-fight press conference, where Israel Adesanya was brought to tears by Dricus du Plessis, du Plessis and Adesanya have long been involved in a rivalry regarding their African heritage. Still Knox believes that he is the first true African UFC champion since he lives and trains in the continent, unlike his Nigerian-born opponent. Things got heated during the pre-fight press conference as Adesanya boasted that he'd be taking the belt on a world tour after winning. The reigning champion, however, was in no mood to let his opponent get ahead of himself and clapped back at Adesanya with a jibe at his lifestyle choices. Are you taking the servants with you when you're going back?
Watch this. I'm a man. I can cry and whoop your ass at the same time. I feel the love from the crowd. First time I fought here, 221. That was February 2018. That was me making my dream come true. Sunday, I'm gonna the dreams. What a note to end things here at the press conference. First, no crowd played like you. Ceremonial weigh-in tomorrow at 11. We're gonna clear the stage.
Joe Rogan, a longtime UFC commentator, praised du Plessis for his strategic approach and quoted, "Du Plessis executed the perfect game plan. He knew exactly how to dismantle Adesanya's style, and that's what he did." He pointed out that du Plessis had clearly studied Adesanya's tendencies and crafted a plan that neutralized the former champion's strengths. At the UFC 305 pre-fight press conference, the crowd was firmly on Israel Adesanya's side as they cheered every word from Stylebender and offered only jeers to the South African stepping onto enemy territory. Israel Adesanya's reply was insane. Everyone at the conference was deeply hurt, yet it was still Knox who hit the key nerve when he questioned Adesanya's upbringing, with the legendary striker breaking down into tears over the comments. As he pointed to his mother and father in the front row, he said, "He touched a subject there because I do this for my family. I do this for the people I love, and how I will fight for you forever. Watch this, look, I'm a human being. I am a man. I can cry and whoop your ass at the same time. I feel the love from the crowd. The first time I fought here at UFC 221 was February 2018. That was me making my dream come true. Sunday, I'm going to kill your dreams. I'm gonna kill your dreams." Following the dramatic pre-fight press conference coming to its emotional conclusion, the UFC cameras were quick to follow each of the athletes backstage, with Dricus du Plessis' immediate reaction being one of surprise. After the heartbreaking scene, Dricus du Plessis apologized and said, "Oh, that was amazing, I guess. Geez, I don't know what it is." Adesanya is the second grown man crying after a press conference. "Sorry about that. I didn't mean it like that." Despite offering a slight apology, only a few short minutes later and DDP would take to social media to continue his verbal assault on the former champion. "Come on, guys, stop crying at the press conferences. It's not that serious," he wrote on X, with a laughing emoji. On social media, it appears that the majority of fans are seeing the press conference as a win for Dricus du Plessis, although there are plenty of Adesanya fans who are hinting that DDP may have awoken a sleeping beast.
Are you taking the servants with you when you're going back? Are you taking the servants with you if you're going back?
What the fuck are you even on about?
My God. It's obviously a see and tell. We can see that. What do you mean? You're saying that I
Bro,
made it
shut
about
the fuck
culture?
up. You don't even
I
know
made it
anything about my
culture.
story. You have no idea who the fuck
I don't
I
care
am.
about your
My-
story. I don't care about your story.
Listen, my father and myself had to wake up at 4 a.m. and clean the banks while my mom studies to be a nurse. You don't know my fucking story. Don't fucking speak of my story if you don't know my story.
The verbal jabs continued, but it deeply hurt Israel Adesanya and his beloved fans. Talking about Adesanya's potential, he can better win after this. Israel Adesanya broke down crying at the UFC 305 pre-fight press conference a few hours ago. Izzy, of course, has been incensed at middleweight champion Dricus du Plessis, allegedly questioning his African heritage, which prompted him to tell the reporters that he plans to visit Africa right after the fight, to which the South African asked sarcastically if Izzy would be bringing his servants, which he famously had as a child in Nigeria, with him on tour.
What the f are you even on about?
My God. It's obviously a see and tell. We can see that. What do you mean? You're saying that I
Bro,
made it
shut
about
the f
culture?
up. You don't even
I
know
made it
anything about my
culture.
story. You have no idea who the f
I don't
I
care
am.
about your story. I don't care about your story.
Listen, my father and myself had to wake up at 4 a.m. and clean the banks while my mom studies to be a nurse. You don't know my story. Don't fucking speak of my story if you don't know my story.
I don't care.
I will
about
show
your
you who
story.
you are Sunday. So right now, shut the f up.
I can't wait.
Back by unless
I
you
can
see.
You're talking about I made it about anything else.
You did.
Being
You
the
did.
first
Even you couldn't even
residing
respect the
African
people
champ.
of the land.
I am the
Walking
first.
in the country. You were the
I
one
am.
not even doing anything. I took my shoes off to connect with the people, with the mob. What did you do? You stand there and try to mean mug me. Are you stupid?
My man.
I'm not your f***ing man, bitch.
This is my land.
Oh, shit.
Bullied each other loudly, causing a heated fight. Izzy was emotionally expressive and cried, despite being an advocate for men's emotions. He posted the clip on social media with a warning to the champion. Adesanya vows to defeat Dricus du Plessis in Australia after a heated press conference. Adesanya feels personally aggrieved by du Plessis due to a clash in identities, unlike any other opponent. Adding valuable insights to this thriller upcoming matchup, Daniel Cormier, a former UFC double champion, commented, "Adesanya seemed off tonight, but credit to du Plessis for making him look that way. His pressure and power were too much for Izzy to handle." Cormier pointed out that Adesanya did not look like his usual self during the fight. However, he emphasized that this was largely due to du Plessis' relentless pressure and powerful striking, which overwhelmed Adesanya.
I do this shit every time. And shout out to Tim for helping me chop out the fat. But yeah, the media stuff was cool. This is cool. And Sunday's gonna be even cooler.
He says he's going to make it an ugly fight. Can you meet him in there and make it ugly and still come out the winner yourself?
I mean, Costa tried to make it ugly, but you know, they all try, but I can fight, I can get muddy with the pig, but also I can keep it pretty.
Adesanya called this clash a cooler fight, as this fight will be important for his career. The UFC 305 bout between Israel Adesanya and Dricus du Plessis was a highly anticipated clash, especially with Adesanya looking to reclaim the middleweight title. The fight was intense, showcasing the skills and determination of both fighters. However, du Plessis managed to retain his title by delivering a dominating performance. His striking and grappling outmatched Adesanya, leading to a decisive victory.
I think it's going to be a great fight. I'm a big fan of Izzy. I met Dricus a few days ago. Cool guy. I hope it's a hell of a match.
Oh, I'm usually chomping at Israel's heels and sparring, trying to piss him off, but I'll just stay away from the club during this fight camp. He's just hitting like an absolute truck. I can't be bothered anymore.
Heavyweight champion Jairzinho Rozenstruik and lightweight division winner Dan Hooker called this fight a great meetup. The post-fight reaction to the Israel Adesanya vs. Dricus du Plessis bout at UFC 305 has generated significant buzz in the MMA community. Many professionals were surprised by the outcome, with du Plessis retaining his middleweight title after a dominant performance.
Obviously, the man was triggered by some things, and the man is more in his own head than I believe that I was in his head. I just said the right things, I guess, or the wrong things, depending on which angle you look from. But I mean, like I said, I think Adesanya, maybe this fuels him. This is what he needs to. This is the fire that he needs to prove to himself that he can be, and he needs to be angry. Maybe, I don't know.
History could repeat itself at UFC 305, with Adesanya more focused on defeating Du Plessis than he is on being crowned king. Du Plessis told Fox Sports Australia's Nico Pajarillo, "They always talk about contender Izzy. Well, they've never seen champion Dricus. I'm coming against the guy who's motivated, angry, and all those things. He's coming up against the champion in Dricus Du Plessis. While Adesanya has his motivations ahead of his 12th straight title fight, Du Plessis doesn't believe they're equal to his own, coming into his first fight as the undisputed UFC middleweight champion." DDP made brutal comments on the fight and said, "There's not a fire in him. There's not enough fuel in the world to fuel his fire, to even compete with my fire. And we'll see that on fight night. The passion, the drive, and the absolute need to be great," Du Plessis said on what gives him that fire. "I have a desire since I was a young boy to be great. And this is what I need to be doing. This is my purpose, and this is how I will be great." By the time UFC 305 is over and done with, Dricus Du Plessis' last 3 fights will have been against Israel Adesanya, Sean Strickland, and Robert Whittaker, all former world champions. As for Adesanya, fighting for titles is nothing new for the last stylebender, who has since responded to Dricus Du Plessis, questioning the fire he carries into UFC 305. A former Bisping said, "I didn't see this coming. Du Plessis was in complete control from start to finish. He outclassed Adesanya in every department. Something I never thought I'd say." Bisping was taken aback by Du Plessis' dominant showing. He highlighted how Du Plessis outperformed Adesanya in striking, grappling, and overall fight control, which was unexpected given Adesanya's reputation. Adesanya also had a stoic-like reaction on his face when the South African fighter called him out. "Israel Adesanya, get your ass back in the UFC so we can settle the score," he told Daniel Cormier inside the octagon. The Nigerian-born New Zealander hasn't fought since his shock defeat to Strickland last September. Having initially said he's taking a break from competition, it appears the 34-year-old is set to return to action this year. And Du Plessis likes the idea of welcoming him back to cage at UFC 300, which is scheduled for April 13th. The new UFC middleweight king said, "I'm up for another round if they want to go. Yeah, I don't want to put a timeline on it, but UFC 300 sounds amazing." DDP reacted to the weeping scene of Israel and added, "It's nothing personal, it's not personal at all. That's just the fight the fans want to see. I want to fight the best competition. There are a lot of guys I'm going to be fighting, but the fans want to see Israel Adesanya versus Dricus Du Plessis. There's a lot of hype that was already built on it." DDP acknowledged that there is significant hype around a potential matchup between them, and as a competitor, he is eager to face the best in the division. This fight, according to Du Plessis, is what the fans are demanding, and he's ready to deliver. DDP declared this fight as insignificant. While discouraging Adesanya, he added on, "If the fans, there's some way they start backtracking and the fans don't really want to see Adesanya, we don't do that fight. It's fine to me, I don't care who it is. But that's just the fight on top of my head that I think the people want to see and would get a lot of people excited." According to him, if the fans' interest in the matchup wanes, or if they prefer a different opponent, Du Plessis is open to other options and doesn't mind who he faces next. Darren Till was one of the first fighters to weigh in on the fight. His comments aren't exactly a prediction, but they are some good instructions for how he believes Adesanya can beat Du Plessis, so I'll put him in the Adesanya camp. He said, "Got some advice for Izzy on how to fight DDP on Saturday. Lots of feints. He reacts to them so much and throws them from the hills. Then you can step back, have a look, and either go for the punch combo or knee maybe a kick." Former featherweight champion Alexander Volkanovski weighed in on the fight on his YouTube page and mentioned, "This is one of those predictions I was talking about earlier that might have bias. Volkanovski and Adesanya are friends, so he probably wouldn't bet against him, especially not publicly, but its take on the fight is spot on." Former middleweight champion Robert Whittaker has weighed in on who he thinks will take the fight at UFC 305, and seeing as he's a former champion who has fought both, he'd be one of the best fighters to ask. Whittaker said, "It's very hard to put a hard pick on either one of them. All we can look at is historically, like their previous fights. Dricus, in his last fight against Sean Strickland, he moved forward. He put pressure on Strickland, didn't let Strickland do that to him, shut his game down, was very aggressive, crowded that space. Didn't Strickland really find the rhythm he likes to fight in and came away with the decision win?" In the aftermath of UFC 305, the clash between Israel Adesanya Adesanya and du Plessis has left fans and analysts with much to discuss. Du Plessis' dominant performance has not only solidified his status as the reigning middleweight champion, but also raised questions about Adesanya's future in the division. With reactions from top MMA professionals highlighting the unexpected nature of the fight, it's clear that du Plessis has emerged as a formidable force. As the dust settles, all eyes will be on what comes next for both fighters, with du Plessis aiming to extend his reign and Adesanya seeking redemption in the octagon. Stay tuned for more updates as the middleweight division continues to evolve. Stay tuned as the tension builds and the stakes get higher in the world of boxing. Comment us your thoughts on this. If you enjoyed this video, please hit a like and subscribe button and also explore our channel. Thanks for watching.